Hello everyone. Today we will look at a chapter called Voice of the Customer. It's a small case study which I would like to share it with you all. We will look at what is a voice of a customer and why it is required. In a product design scenario, unless and until we go and then ask the customers what are their requirements, etc., we will not be in a position to really understand their requirements. A product which does not cater to the requirements of the consumers is a waste. Nobody is going to buy for it. Now, voice of the customer is a way by which you try to find out what is it there in their mind, what is their liking, what is their, could be a color, could be a texture or anything. So what is that they have? That is what we would like to find out and then understand from the customer. The understanding from the customer can be by multiple ways. It could be like, you can even go and discuss directly with them or observe them in their actual usage, etc. So what is the voice of the customer? It is a process for eliciting needs from consumers that uses structured in-depth interviews to lead interviewees through a series of situations in which they have experienced and found solutions to the set of problems being investigated. They have already had the problem and somewhere, or they must have felt the problem and they must have tried out, and with them it must have occurred that I require a solution for this. So that is what we would like to find out. Okay. Now next is the needs are obtained through indirect questioning or by coming to understand how the consumers found ways to meet their needs. Some people will try and make themselves some kind of give the solution to themselves, and more important, why they chose the particular solution. A simple thing could be like we have seen in WhatsApp when there is a onion to be peeled like that. People have found that they require a mask for it, and for the mask they immediately find a helmet and they put on the helmet on this. Now that's quite nice, and then they found a solution to the problem. Now the concept generation exercise, we would like to have an exercise like this. It is a vegetable peeler. Okay, this material is available in textbooks, and like Ulrich and Eppinger, it has been taken from there. Now there are different kinds of peelers are there. Okay, which one would you like to buy? What is that one peeler does something more than the other? Is what why some peelers are not good and why some peelers are better. Okay. When we go and talk to the customers and ask them, how did you use a peeler? What is that that you have understood or read? They give their a statement. Now these statements are called as the voice of the consumer, of the customer. Now they may view it in a different way, and then let's understand the various case study narrations done by these people. Carrots and potatoes are very different. We definitely know that carrots and potatoes are different, but they are trying to tell that I cannot use the same peeler for carrot as well as potato. I cut myself with this one. What does it mean? It means that probably the safety aspect has to be taken care much. Or I just leave the skin on. This person does not use the peeler at all. For example, in hotels, for a potato, people put it directly, and then they expect the consumer to take out the skin if they want it or not. Okay, I'm left-handed. I use a knife. So it is very clear here that the user is a left-handed person, and that since he cannot use the same tool, the peeler, which is designed for the right-hander, he is trying to use a knife. Now that means when we are trying to design something, it must be kind of understanding, or it must have something that where it can be used in both the hands. Okay, it must be dexterous. This one is fast, but it takes a lot off. Now probably the thickness of the peeling off is something that is being questioned here. Now we may have to answer this. Like this one is fast. They are definitely commenting good about the speed of the productivity of the peeler, but then they say there is a back end sentence which tells that it takes a lot off. Now we must take the message and then try and improvise on that. How do you peel a squash? What is a squash? It's like a tomato. A tomato is very hard on the outside, but the moment once you take the skin off, it is very pulpy inside. Now, how do you peel that? Okay, here is a rusty one. There's something wrong with the material. Okay, the material is not nice. Okay, it has got rusted over a period of time, etc. The other one is people have got really cheated. This one looked okay in the store. In the store, it looked nice. Probably you go to a exhibition or something like that. The end of the exhibition, you see most of the stalls will be doing these kind of small utility things for the house. Most of the people buy these things and then it is all piled up in the kitchen there. After that, people don't use it. It looked nice in the store and when he uses it, but then when you buy it, it is totally different. Now, the next exercise that we would like to do is that it's a translation exercise. Now, how do you translate the requirement? Okay, this is a book bag design. Now, in the book bag design, you see that there is a picture, and then this gentleman is holding the bag in one hand. Okay, so what is that? Now, see how the leather in the bottom of the bag is all scratched and it's ugly. Okay, now that means there is a requirement of keeping the bag most of the time on the floor, and then the leather which was there at the bottom has got scratched, and then over a period of time it looks very ugly. Now that means what is that that message that is coming? You have to define that, and then we understand that probably it requires some kind of a buttons or something like that where it can be kept on that, and then it doesn't get scratched out like that. The next one, this bag is my life. If I lose it, I'm in big trouble. So most of us try and keep multiple things inside the bag. Okay, and it may have a pouch for my passbook, my cell phone, or my credit cards, or a pen, bank checkbooks, etc. All these things. Now, what happens is that people tend to keep the entire thing, and the bag must be designed in such a way that it must have multiple compartments to cater to the requirements of these kind of people. Now, that is what is the message here. Okay. Now, I never use both straps on my knapsack. I just sling it over one shoulder. People find it very difficult about putting it on both the shoulders and then slipping it through their hand, etc. So generally, what they do is you can have bags with just one strap, and then you can such that they can directly put it on their shoulder and then walk away. But then here you'll have to understand what about the center of gravity. Will it keep on slipping out of their shoulder, or should the strap be in such a way that it hangs onto the shoulder, but most of the weight is being transferred inwards so that it doesn't slip out. Okay. Now when I'm standing in line at the cashier trying to find my checkbook while balancing my bag on my knee, I feel like a stock. This is a very sarcastic kind of a comment that somebody has made. So what these people do is there's a flap over it, just as you see in the there, and then when they're trying to find out their checkbook and then do it, they are trying to stand on one leg and then trying to open it, because here they are trying to hold the flap also. So somewhere there is a discomfort in trying to do it when you are in the standing position. Now that is the message that has been given here. So these kind of multiple messages are given by the consumers, and this is what we called as the voice of the customer. The idea is that we must empathize with these people, find out, put yourself in their position and find out what will be you will be feeling, or interpret these kind of messages, and then try and design your new one. The last one, there is nothing worse than a banana that has been squished by the edge of a textbook. You could definitely see some students, they will be having a bag, and then when they put their school books into that, since the bag has got a round shape, or the edges, if you take out the book, all the edges of the books are all squished out. They are all has been spoiled in the end by the edge. Now, what does this mean? There must be some kind of a firm padding should be there for inside the book, so that the edge of the book does not get spoiled because of this. So all these kind of things have to be taken care by the book bag design, and you must try and understand the basic requirements of the person, the customers, before you design any product. And so the voice of the customer, uses is a tool or a strategy, which can be used to really go and then understand these kind of requirements and then put them onto your product design, the next product that you are trying to make, so that it answers or caters to the needs of the people. Okay, so what we have seen today is the voice of the customer, and then we have seen two case studies. One is the bag one, the other one was a vegetable peeler. Which of the vegetable peeler is good, and then which of the bag design is good. The bag has to be designed for a particular purpose, and unless you know the purpose of the usage, you will not be designing a bag, or your bag is not purchased. Okay. Now these are the two things that I would like to tell you today. Thank you all very much. We will meet in a different class once again. Thank you very much.